be telling you about how the use of elaborative interrogation can help improve your academic performance. So what is elaborative interrogation? Elaborative interrogation is a study strategy that can enhance learning and retention of course material by making use of questions that learners ask themselves about the why, the how, or the when as it relates to the topic being learned. So when you ask yourself these questions, you tend to think more deeply about what it is that you're studying. Answering the how, why, or when questions can help you to make connections among the ideas that you're studying and to draw in what you might already know from a previous experience. For example, from course readings, lectures, labs, and from simple life experiences, to help you explain how or why these ideas work and are similar or different from one another. Essentially, while using elaborative interrogation, you can make connections with the information you already know as you ask yourself how and why these ideas work or how these ideas compare and contrast with one another. So how can you use elaborative interrogation while you study? First, elaborative interrogation works best when the material you're learning is factual, such as names, dates, definitions, and so on, applied, such as when your study material is applied to a situation, or conceptual, an overall idea or mental picture of an object or observation. And second, that you already have some existing prior knowledge of the topic through your own experience and or through your coursework. To engage in this study skill, you will stop to ask your own how, why, and when questions as you study material and also attempting to answer those questions on your own. After answering your questions, always be sure to go back to your study materials to check your responses. For example, after reading a chapter on photosynthesis in your biology class, you might ask, how does a plant make glucose? Building on prior knowledge, you might remember that plants need water and sunlight to grow. You'll be able to connect that information to what you just read and be able to explain that when water is absorbed by the plant's roots, it is converted into glucose through a chemical process that takes place in the plant cell using sunlight. As you can tell, elaborative interrogation is a relatively easy-to-use study strategy. As you continue to engage in elaborative interrogation, you will create more connections between the material you're learning and the material you already know, which can help you learn and retain more of the newly learned material. Overall, elaborative interrogation is easy to use and effective as long as you are asking and at least attempt to answer the questions you have about the newly learned course material. Now let's complete a quick review. What are 3 ways elaborative interrogation can help you learn? It helps me to think more deeply about the material that I need to learn, helps me to connect course materials to what I already know from course readings, lectures, labs, and etc., and helps me to learn how or why ideas work together and how they are similar or different. How might you incorporate elaborative interrogation into your study? Begin by learning first the basics of the material to provide necessary level of background knowledge. Ask myself how and why questions as I study, and then answer the questions. Review my responses by going back to the course materials and correcting and restudying any wrong responses. What 2 things do you want to consider when using elaborative interrogation? Can be used with any factual, applied, or conceptual to-be-learned material. I should draw upon what I already know from experiences in my life and or through my coursework, such as lectures, labs, readings, and etc.